For most of its history, Britain has relied on control of the seas, projecting power without risking everything on the mainland. But by 1936, that advantage is starting to erode. The Royal Navy alone is no longer enough to guarantee security, as air warfare introduces a new dimension, one that can bypass naval dominance entirely. At the same time, Britain isn't just facing pressure from abroad, but uncertainty at home. Political instability and questions of leadership begin to shape the country's future just as much as any external threat. So instead of playing it out historically, appeasing Germany and sitting back, we're taking a different approach. We restored the monarchy, remove Edward VIII within weeks, and replace him with George VI, far earlier than intended. But before any of that can happen, a war with France has to come first. For this run, we will be playing with Iron Man mode and historical AI focuses turned on, and as you can see, there are achievements enabled, so no modifications to the game are being made, besides the visual mods that I'm using. Let's get started. First things first, a change in course, because that's going to lead to the King's Party, which we need to do. Pretty basic research setup. Factories, I will be constructing everything in southern England. I do this because I'm not sure if the AI is going to feel more entitled to put their strat bombers over southern England, because I'm building all my factories there. It might. For the production line, I'm going to get rid of the tanks, the armored cars, medium airframe, and the small airframe. 8 factories into guns, and everything else into support equipment. For the army, pretty simple. I can just split this. Montgomery can be our field marshal. And selecting this first army group, I'm going to select 6 divisions from that, and then launching from Plymouth, I will be landing in these 4 Spanish tiles. I'm just going to send everybody back home via a fallback line. Knock out these notifications too. The allies don't really matter because we're not going to be in the allies anyway. I'm going to be training the Air Force because I do plan to continue the game after we get George. And then for the Navy, which is the most important part of this run, I'm going to go ahead and group everything together just like that. Task Force Composition Editor, remove the carriers, battleships, battle cruisers, and heavy cruisers. King George V dies. May he rest in peace. Next thing I need to do is find the HMS Hood. Pretty easy. Create a new task force. That way it's separated because you're about to see what we're going to do with the Navy. Now that a change in course is done, limited rearmament. I'm going to select every other task force. And selecting all of those heavy ships, delete. That's right, there goes half the British Navy. That's really important because, as you'll see with the naval treaties, I will now be able to issue warnings to a bunch of new countries. The one we're looking for specifically is Spain. Also, a request from Ethiopia, don't really care too much. Now I'm going to go ahead and deploy the Navy, automate home base selection, make sure that's on, by the way. Just waiting for 50 political power. There it is. Send warning to Spain. Spain commits to disarmament. Let's see if they follow through on that. Spoiler alert, they don't. So we end up getting war goals on them. But not just us. Italy, France, and the USA get war goals on Spain. Just gotta wait a minute. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. I'm just gonna back the Turks. I would like the naval experience. And here it comes, by the way. It's sometime after the Rhineland. There it is. So now I have a war goal on Spain. Of course, we're using that instantly. And then launching. And all of the runs I've done, all 4 of these tiles are open 100% of the time, so that's why I launch here. Now I'm going to send the entire military over to go conquer Spain. I'm also going to call off the Navy so I actually have some oil. We need to make sure we are not annexing Spain until France has joined and gotten some more score. I also set this to aggressive execution. Let me go ahead and micro this tank all the way down to Gibraltar. All right, I'm just gonna stop the offensive after Seville. France should be declaring war. Also, the next focus, general rearmament. Okay, France is not declaring war. Let me continue attacking Spain then. There they go. So now I'm gonna halt. The German Reich breaks off negotiations. I believe this is actually a very important event to get because there is something that can happen where whenever you send, you're about to see what we're gonna do, but Germany can somehow enter the war, and I'm pretty sure if that event fires, they won't be able to. You'll see what we're gonna do. why that's relevant. Edward VIII abdication crisis, another very important event. So compromise on a more Gnatic marriage. This is going to lead to Elizabeth II. So, I mean, sure. Might as well try to go for that in this run as well. And yeah, we can just try to kill Spain as quick as possible now. Next focus, the Shadow Scheme. I'm not going to be taking over any of their land. Instead, I'm just going to take over everything else. But we want to leave Spain open. That way the French AI puppets it. So let some time pass. Okay, Italy got some land. That shouldn't affect it that much, but ideally we want France to get all of it. And we also want to let the Spanish keep their navy. So now we can just exit the conference. And now there's a French Spain. And what you'll notice that we can do again is send another warning to French Spain, which is a puppet. So that means it's going to put us into a war against France. France has strategic bombers. Once we get Edward VIII, they can bomb London, which brings in George. So that's where this run is going. I'm also going to go ahead and pick up partial mobilization and send the army back to Britain. Do not enter a war, by the way, because you do have to be at peace in order to do the King's Party. Learned from that mistake a little bit too much. So now I'm just waiting on another 50 political power to send a warning. Prime Minister restricts King. Well, that's actually very unfortunate. I'm hoping the Spanish Civil War does not fire anytime soon. Support forms for Edward VIII. Okay, perfect. There's 100 political power. Send a warning to French Spain. Upper classes oppose marriage. They're just jealousies found love, eh? French Spain commits to disarmament, but we all know that for some reason the Spain do not like disarming, so of course we're gonna get a war goal on them. Cabinet resigns. Good riddance. They shall not stop the king. And now we have furniture ruling the country. So the reason why I said that German event was important is because I'm not really sure how this happens, but whenever you then send a warning to the French puppets in Spain, Germany will end up getting a war goal on it as well, and they will attack it. So they'll end up getting in a war with France, which isn't good. We do not want France in a war, because then the fascists will rise up, and that just messes everything up. We want France alive so they can strap bomb London. I'll go for the extra research slot next. I did burn some time because I wasn't paying attention, so we're a little bit behind on focuses. Here it is, the royal marriage of Edward VIII. So that's going to unlock the King's Party, which I'm going to do next. Brazil enters a state of emergency. Denmark offers a trade proposal. We have no need for their products. That does increase the CG's factories factor, which I'm good. I don't really want that. There we are. Edward VIII is now in charge of the country. I'm gonna go ahead and do God Save the King. And now what I'm going to do is declare war on France via their puppet. I'm gonna disband the Air Force and then maybe send the Navy up north. I don't know if that's gonna even do anything. I just want to do everything in my power, which I think is gonna make the AI send strat bombers to London. And they should be sending strat bombers over London, which they are. Perfect. Now it's a waiting game. Now we have to wait for the guy who just took power to die. Oh my gosh, there it is. Speed ran, the king is dead. Jesus criminy, holy. Also, Shadow Scheme activates, which is lovely. Buckingham Palace bombed. King Edward dead. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. But anyways, the king is dead. Long live the king. Refresh that. George VI is now in the country, granting us plus 15 stability and a huge minus 15 consumer goods factories factor. Oh my god. I have a war against France to win with 1% war support and 23 stab. This could be pretty bad for us. Let's go ahead and set up a naval invasion to go take this guy over. Let's see. Let's land right here. I don't appreciate them bombing anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and deploy my fighters. Also, we're now in a war with Belgium. Lovely, lovely. Oh, at least God Save the King gives us some more war support to fix our country up, yeah? Reassess colonial commitments. Take even more war support. All right, I'm ready to launch. Let's see how this goes. Oh, no way. I actually land. I was not expecting to land, I gotta be honest. Expand a little bit, get a beachhead set up. Make this front line a little bit larger. Okay, Orleans, Paris. Oh my god, okay. Okay, so exit peace conference. That's interesting, but now I have to beat Belgium because for some reason Belgium was in the war. So let's go ahead and get some more factories on guns. The garrison is going to be eating us alive. Just march into Brussels and all of their victory points. Yeah, there we go. Now we won. And we also just got the Belgian Congo and Belgium. Look at that. That is an empire for sure. Anyways, I gotta fix this nation up. Improved worker conditions, military police, that's gonna be essential. Let's go for Ireland now to consolidate the British Isles. Armored train. I'm just gonna build. Yeah, I'll let them buy British ships so I can get some more civilian factories. I'm pretty much already ready to transition over to a military industry, but I'm gonna build a couple more civs because civ greeting is great. Appeal to Imperial loyalists. Let's declare war on Ireland now. Hopefully they don't join the Canadians. They shouldn't. I don't think there's enough world tension yet. Once again, another steamroll. The British have yet to lose a war. I'll be damned if we lost it against Ireland right there. Radio propaganda. And I'll do anti-democratic raids. That's some more stability. Turkey presses the Hittite issue. I'll just let them take it. Sure. Colonial garrison. Yeah, we'll use this. Actually, no, we'll use the cavalry brigade for it. Add in the military police to them. Set this to local police force. And that'll be the garrison for everything. Yugoslavia requests sale of airplanes. We're just going to divert bomber production for an additional minus 15 consumer goods factories factor. How much of our... Jesus. That's on partial mob. Anyways, I'm going to bring the Dominions back into the fold now. I'm also going to foment a Canadian imperialist uprising whenever I can. There we go. Also, make sure automate home base selection is on. If you ever wonder why stuff is red whenever you have a port next to it, that's why. Naval invasion straight into Quebec. Isolate the Mediterranean threat. We got the ports. I'm gonna send in the whole military once again. German Reich abandons Italy. Of course. You see, when you're playing Britain like this, it's gonna be Germany bowing to you, not the other way around. I'm going to give all of Canada to imperialist Canada, and then I'm just going to annex the rest of the powers if I can. All right, let's put a little bit more factories into support equipment and artillery. Next is the USA. What are we thinking? Okay. You know what? I think it's now or never. Let's make a lot more divisions, and then I'm going to get ready to attack the USA right now. Also, some political advisors. I'm going to choose... Okay. Another minus 15 CG's factories factor. You cannot make this up. Oh my gosh. 10% of our 152 civilian and military factories to produce consumer goods. I'm going to knock out Royal Ordnance factories, and then one more focus, I think, is all I need time-wise until I can unite the Anglosphere. Okay, how's that American military looking? 63 divisions? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're screwed. These guys need to be deployed immediately. I'm also gonna cancel the production line of the good troops, then only produce colonial garrison. There it is, army manure. Let's go. All right, force deploying the 78 divisions. Unite the Anglosphere is done. The sun never sets. We just got to extend the border. That's all we have to do. Wow, they are able to defend their ports. I thought they might have not been able to defend because it's still very early on in the game, but I'm a little bit concerned about it. So I'm going to do an alliance with Germany. Here we go. Here we go. We got a breakthrough. This is all we have to do. Actually, perfect. Selecting these 79 divisions, I'm going to make sure they guard victory points and select the USA. Now we're going to have 80 units that are just snaking to the American victory points. German Reich accepts alliance. Check it out. Check it out. Great Britain's just joined the Axis. I only joined the Axis just so I'm not getting flanked. I'm probably going to leave like immediately after the USA war is over. Blitzkrieg. Whoa, I just got an achievement. As the United Kingdom puts... Okay, I can't even read the rest of that. I'm also going to choose Winston Churchill as our next political advisor. Reinforce the empire is done. Service overseas. German Reich attacks Poland. Don't think it matters much to us. Oh my gosh. No manpower. Let's swap to no garrison for a while. German Reich declares war on Italy. Ethiopia joins the Axis. I should have prepared a collaboration government beforehand, eh? Well, they're getting pretty close. We're almost there. There goes the great mighty USA. I think if I give everything to Canada, they're gonna be able to get cores on it. I'm not sure. But I'm just gonna give it to Canada anyway because I'm not dealing with that garrison. Beautiful. There it goes. All right, can I do it? Isn't there a decision where, you know, we can always annex Canada in the future and get that back under our control? And I'm just gonna leave the Axis. Oh my god, wait a second. I think I had to annex the USA instead of giving it directly to Canada, right? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, we gotta annex Canada, boys. That's what we got to do next. So I'm going to cancel the production of all of my personal factories, and we will begin constructing a lot in Canada. Because I'm pretty sure I have to own it, and then I can take the decision, which then gives it to them. Interpreted that whole thing. Limited conscription. Ooh, I could take over Mexico, but minus 10 stab and 10 war support. I don't really like them. I'm just gonna say there's nothing we can do. I don't really care too much about Mexico. I'm gonna create a faction. Let's go for strength and unity. British Empire with all of the flags of the world. And with a faction, I can do Commonwealth ties. I believe I am going to choose superior firepower, large unit tactics, overwhelming firepower, and then you seem pretty good. Well, rapid emplacement, smoke and fire. That's universal breakthrough. I like that. What's Canada's autonomy at, by the way? I can annex them pretty much immediately, right? Oh, I can annex them right now. I just gotta save up political power. Well, let's just not do a focus then. Manpower is gonna be maybe an issue for us. I'm just gonna research the field hospital. All right, so I can annex them now. So I'm just going to release Canada. So we have the province of Canada. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Create Pan-American state. Province of Canada annexes and gains cores on all American states and will be known as the Dominion of North America. There we go. Oh crap. Germany invaded the USSR. Wait a second. I needed to attack Germany. Or can the USSR withstand this? Maybe I can start sending them some lend-lease. Also gonna start training some units in preparation. See, they don't have a colonial empire, do they? They do have Ethiopia, sadly. And Venezuela, but that wouldn't be too much of a concern. When one of these three fall, that's when I'm joining. Oh, Leningrad just fell. Okay, let's go ahead and justify. Empire of Japan demands occupation of Tonkin. You're not getting that, pal. 1 year to repair that. I don't think so. Let's go ahead and get everybody off the repairing task and then get ready to deploy them. And the Germans have no troops on me. I forgot to declare war. Great. All right, we're gonna try that one more time then and actually attack it this time around. You notice that Japan has a war goal on me, but they're not using it? Yeah, they're scared of us. Usually Japan is never that afraid, but they are against us, that's for sure. I'm going to declare war now and immediately raise the conscription. Also utilize domestic film industry. Let's go ahead and quickly move through Tripoli and to Benghazi before they get reinforcements over. Really want to win this African campaign so I can get all of my troops in Europe. Oh yeah, that's concerning. What is that? That's a tank, isn't it? Yeah, that's a panzer division breaking that tile. Ethiopia, I'm gonna justify on them. Already collapsing in France, by the way. What are we doing? Let's retreat. Let's fall back, guys. Oh my. I don't think we're good, but we're gonna try. How much air force do they have? They got a sizable one. I cleaned up that. That's lovely. I am going to move this army group into Italy. I'm gonna put some pressure on them. What the hell is this, bro? No, okay, I just don't have any manpower. I really need to get some manpower. I'm gonna need Marines for the future. I'm gonna need to start leveling up this agency rapidly too. How's the USSR looking? We doing all right? We are doing okay. Let's get a non-aggression pact, hey? Support our boys in the USSR. Yo, what the hell, bro? This just collapsed instantly. In fact, I'm gonna force deploy this 24 divisions. Miles, you're gonna be the new field marshal on the block. Let's get some anti-air built, maybe a radar. Okay, and they called Ethiopia to the war right when I just found them. That's funny. But Ethiopia is gonna get crushed. Frees up an army group, which is massive for us. Anglo-Soviet invasion of Iran. Yeah, no. Wait, did I just accidentally get a war goal? I accidentally accepted this and now I'm gonna be in a war with Iran. I'm pushing them hard. Wow. Whoa, Germany might... Am I gonna be able to cap Germany from this invasion? Because it seems like they're not doing too hot against us. I'm gonna stop the offensive. It seems like they've actually put some troops on their front. How much anti-air do we have? 5,000. This has got to go in the division, man. Mechanized infantry, gonna add that in. And that anti-air piece, gotta have that in there as well. The African campaign. has been won. All Marine battalions, plus 15 breakthrough. I mean, that seems pretty damn good. We'll give them some artillery and anti-air. And then that'll probably be all we do for that. Maybe a mechanized as well. Yeah. I have yet to do the Imperial Conference. I really need to get all these cores, actually have some manpower and some factories again. I am going to make a push into Spain. I'm going to start stacking some political power. I'm not sure how much we need. I'm just going to go for maybe 500 before I start the Imperial Conference. Oh yeah, and drop dodging. Need some political power for that too. How's the USSR looking? Nice. Stalingrad still stands. Lovely. China doing all right. Oh my gosh, more draft dodging. That's a Romanian tank. No offense, Romania, but holy. Yeah, if I see a Romanian tank, I'm just gonna push that. Just gonna check the Empire. Want to get tunnel vision too hard? I think we're still doing pretty good. Oh wow, already they've lost more to me than the USSR. And somehow I have more war score than the USSR. I don't even know how that's happening. It's time to hold the Imperial Conference. I think 520 political power is good enough. All right, now Iberia's been secured. There is only 2 more fronts left to have troops on. This is very good for us. Okay, so our only colonies are the Dominion of North America and the British Raj. I'm going to improve relations with you and improve relations with the British Raj. Discuss Imperial defense. It's been tremendous diplomatic effort. I just got nice. That's another nice port. Both of them accept. Lovely. Economy up next. Anytime I see a Italian or anything other than a German troop defending the front line, it's just, this is free real estate, you know? That's a huge encirclement. That is a massive encirclement, yo. Discuss Imperial Federation. They do not see the future. What about Canada? Let's go. Canada accepts. Wonderful. Our paths must diverge here. Yeah, I agree. I need to drop their autonomy in order to take the Imperial Federation. Total British victory. All right, it's time to do the Imperial Federation. This is going to give me cores on the USA. Wow. There we go. The manpower issues we've been having the whole game, that's about to be fixed. 65 organization, yeah. The Germans are just dead. But you know what I have to do right after Germany? I need to declare war on the USSR. So I'm going to begin that justification. Fall of Berlin. Rise of the Imperial Federation. Look at that manpower. Look at those factories. We are now unstoppable. Oh, I think that is it. The Reich has capitulated. I have all of the war score, pretty much all of it. All right, we now own Europe. It's time to restart Barbarossa. Finish what the Germans couldn't do. Let's go. We are battle hardened now after Germany. Look at that, it's all green. Yeah, you know what? Just give me this. Just give me this. I'm just gonna produce this. Why not? I'm gonna go aggressive execution all the way. All the way. Reclaim the jewel in the crown. Ooh, that's a good idea. About 30 Soviet divisions. Let's go. I'm gonna get my Marines ready for an offensive into... I don't know, I guess we'll reconquer the Philippines. I do wonder when this guy's gonna die so I can get Elizabeth II in power. The game froze, and that's how you know it's over. We're gonna annex everything just like that. The final thorn in Britain's side. 1,100 ships. Yeah, I mean... Alright, we've captured Manila. Oh my gosh! He died. Let's go. You know, not in that way, but you know, let's go because we literally just got Elizabeth II as leader. Let's go, man. I've did so many runs and the guy never died. Never died. I did a run where it was like till 1948. Dude was still alive. Let's go, man. Let's go. Inexperienced monarch. Well, thank God we don't have to worry about doing or changing anything with this. Wait a second. Wait a second. Don't we have the corgis? Yeah, we got the corgis now. Okay, okay. Snuggler. That guy's insane. You know what? David Lloyd George, you gotta go. You're gonna be replaced with Snuggler. Face Liquor is pretty good as well. Okay. You know what? The reason why I even did this is because I thought if you got King George VI like super early on in the game, I thought you could maybe speed run Elizabeth II. So that's what this video was supposed to be. It was supposed to be speed running Elizabeth II, seeing how fast we could get her. That last test I did, it just wasn't happening. He wasn't dying, so decided to make this video about George VI. But the Great War is over. But wait a second. Oh, the Indians separated from us, so we got to get back in here. Directly annexing this territory, no need for a puppet. That, my friends, is a true British Empire. Lovely, that anime, with Elizabeth II as the current monarch. We even have one of the corgis in power, Jane. There it is. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.